Hello, my name is Dr. Bianca Jackson, Associate Professor of Music at Alcorn State University. Music has surrounded me since I was a child, listening to my mother sing spirituals and gospel songs at church and on tour. My mother nurtured a love for music in me, bringing home music ranging from Bach to Bob Marley. Due to my rich musical upbringing, now I am a classically trained soprano and I study at the HBCU Tougaloo College. It was at Tougaloo where I sang spirituals and studied legendary Black American composers of classical music. Music holds a special place at HBCUs, showcasing the power and diversity of Black history and culture. Today, I will present a less acknowledged music genre from HBCUs, classical vocal music, and two leading HBCU alumni, composers William Grant Still and Undine Smith Moore. I'm here at Alcorn State University, our nation's first historically Black land-grant institution. Alcorn has an important connection to William Grant Still, known as the Dean of Afro-American Composers. Still's father is an 1892 graduate and bandmaster of Alcorn State, and both Still's father and mother worked here, according to Still's daughter, Judith Ann Still, who is a dedicated advocate for her father's musical legacy and whom I've had the pleasure to meet and interview over the years.
William Grant Still, known as the Dean of Afro-American Composers, with over 150 compositions, Still has an outstanding list of firsts. He was the first Black American composer to have his symphony performed by a major orchestra in the U.S., the first to conduct a major symphony orchestra, the first to have an opera performed by a major opera company, and to have an opera televised nationally. Still's enormous compositional output includes symphonies, operas, ballets, chamber works, solo instrumental, solo vocal, choral works, and arranged spirituals. Born in 1895 in Woodville, Mississippi, Still's father died shortly after his birth, and his mother relocated with Still to Arkansas. He later dedicated music to both places. In 1911, Still graduated as valedictorian of his high school class. Upon graduation, he was accepted to Wilberforce College, now university, and the school is noted as the first college to be owned and operated by African Americans. Still entered Wilberforce as a pre-med major, but used his time there involved in as many musical activities as possible. Still also taught himself to play numerous instruments. He eventually left Wilberforce and later received his music education at Oberlin College. His dynamic career led him into classical and popular music paths, including film scoring and musical theater. Still served in the Navy and various other jobs in music on his path to becoming a full-time composer. He gave back throughout his career by visiting many universities, including HBCUs, with lectures and performances of his works. Opera was one of Still's greatest loves, and he composed 8 operas in total. His opera A Bayou Legend made history as the first by a Black composer to be televised over a national network in the United States in 1981. A Bayou Legend is Still's second opera, composed in 1941, with a libretto by his wife, Verna Arvey Still, a concert pianist and journalist. The opera premiered in 1974 by Opera South, a Black professional opera company based in Jackson, Mississippi, to local and international fanfare. The premiere renewed attention on Still. In Opera South productions, Black professional opera singers performed the leading roles, while HBCU college students performed as the chorus, extras, and assisted with the production. The opera was staged for television and also marked the first time an all black opera cast were broadcast nationally. Sources indicate that Steele imagined the setting to be a region in Biloxi, Mississippi, based on a local bayou tale. At the forefront of the opera are spirits and their place in the world. In the plot, differing religious convictions leads to a man's lynching. Bayou Legend's inclusion of lynching in an opera is especially significant due to the prevalence of violence against Black people during that time. Steele created original musical themes for his works. His music, with enhancements of local color, also reflects more of his personal style than that of a geographical region. A Bayou Legend is based on a Mississippi story set in a rustic town that believes in dangers of consorting with spirits. Bazille, the principal role, offers a conflicting view about associating with spirits.
That voice, I know that voice. Where are you? Who are you?
Bazille has a vague memory of a spirit woman and meets her when she appears, reminding him of their love throughout time.
Aurora, from the hidden chambers of my heart, you've come at last. You cannot forget me. Yet I cannot understand. Because you are not on. I am spirit. My eyes behold much that is hidden from your eyes. Please help me understand. Then read with me pages from the book of years. Look back with me on Aya.
Steele diligently promoted A Bayou Legend and tried to get the work performed. However, the opera did not see production until the 1974 world premiere performance by Opera South. It did not appear in its pioneering televised version until 1981. Although it took over 30 years to see A Bayou Legend performed by an opera company, and an even longer wait to reach a national audience, Steele's talent in music perseveres. Undine Smith Moore. Smith Moore received many honors, such as recognition as an outstanding educator by the National Association of Negro Musicians, acknowledgement from the National Black Caucus for her contributions to Black music, Humanitarian Award from Fisk University in 1972, Music Laureate for the state of Virginia in 1977, and the Virginia Governor's Award in the Arts in 1985. Undine Smith Moore, known as the Dean of Black Women Composers, was born in 1904 in Jarrett, Virginia, and moved to Petersburg at a young age. Smith Moore gave accounts of the importance of her parents and community for instilling her with a positive sense of self. Smith Moore was the first student to receive a music scholarship from Juilliard to study music at Fisk. According to scholar Helen Walker Hill, after Smith Moore graduated from Fisk, she was urged by her professors to study piano performance at Juilliard. but she instead began a teaching career, ultimately taking a teaching position at Virginia State College, now university, which would last from 1927 through 1972. A remarkable 45 years. Notably, in 1981, Smith Moore gave the keynote speech for the first National Congress on Women in Music. Smith Moore composed more than 100 compositions, including choral, solo vocal, chamber, and arranged spirituals. Scenes from the Life of a Martyr, published in 1981, is 16 works for large chorus, orchestra, 4 soloists, and narrator. The work is unique for using various musical styles.
A good composer remains close to her people, sharing their thoughts, feelings, roots that nourish us all. That's how I feel about my composition, Scenes from the Life of a Martyr, to the memory of Martin Luther King, recently performed by the Detroit Symphony. This season, the Symphony presents works by American composers, vital music that merits your attention. The Detroit Symphony. Hear it for yourself.
Scenes from the Life of a Martyr premiered at Carnegie Hall and was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. Moore wrote the text and also used various sources, including spirituals and the Bible. Smith Moore was often vocal about social issues and the effects of racial discrimination. This significant work was given many premieres. One notable is the Intercollegiate Chorus, comprised of HBCU choirs. Smith Moore dedicated her life to education and was deeply committed to the mission of HBCUs. Smith Moore is the first African American woman composer to earn the Pulitzer Prize nomination for an original orchestra score.
In conclusion, William Grant Still and Undine Smith Moore have composed music with their classical music training that honors Black history and culture, while providing their own unique musical perspective. From the shadows of slavery to the lights of the world's most acclaimed concert halls, their music's legacy proves the social impact and power of music. So, the next time you think of HBCUs, hopefully you will also remember the contributions to classical music that many HBCU alumni, such as Still and Smith Moore, have made in music history.